This time on Roadkill Garage, Dave's red truck turns green. We tune the thing up and hit the rocks. Ready, Steve?
Ready. It's all downhill from here.
Oh, you think it is? There you go.
I'm a rock crawler! Woo! Yeah!
The vehicle we're working on today is a 1974 Chevy K20. That means it is a 3/4 ton long bed 4x4. This thing was seen in a couple of episodes of Dirt Every Day, which means it was built by Dave Chappelle and Fred Williams. After it was used in those shows, it went to the infamous MotorTrend storage and it sat outside and it was sort of neglected. It was there for a couple of years, sitting on a half-flat tire, and in its heyday, Dirt Every Day did 2 episodes with it. The first one, they just bought the thing stone stock and took it on the Rubicon Trail, which, as you may know, is sort of a medium difficult rock crawling trail, the type of thing you don't want to do with a stock full-size truck, which means they bashed this thing so hard. I had a hard time watching it because they just caved in the bed and the door and just wrecked the thing. But then they came back in a second episode and hopped it up a lot. They focused on getting some 40-inch tires on the thing. These are Cooper 40 by 1350 17s. And to do that, they installed all off-road design suspension. That's a company that specializes in these square body trucks. So it's got shackle flip in the back and shackles in the front and leaf springs on it. The transmission is a SM465, which is a granny low 4-speed. They had that rebuilt. It's one of my favorite things about the truck. I love the stick in a 4x4. Then it's got the super trick off-road design transfer case doubler. It's the front half of a chain-driven NP203 transfer case coupled with the truck's stock NP205 gear drive transfer case. And the reason for that is you can choose 1 transfer case or 2 when you're going in low range. And so you've got twice the number of gears. So you can make it crawl, or theoretically, you can make the thing blast. It looked really cool on the episodes. I saw the capability. I had dreams of taking the thing 4-wheeling myself. And to be honest, this all started because I thought I might want to buy the truck. So Steve and I are gonna wrench on it and find out, do I love it or do I list it? I think I love it, but I'm just not sure.
I think I'm falling in love with it because it's a big Chevy pickup.
So here's my plan.
Okay, let's hear it.
Ultimately, I just want to drive the thing around, maybe off-road it, bash it, and find out if it's everything that I think it is.
And more?
But first, we have to make it run and drive. I know a couple things that are wrong with it. First of all, they chucked 2 drive shafts out of it, and so we need to get a rear drive shaft. I already ordered one last week.
Okay, easy.
And I know they told me it wouldn't start.
Come on, pop the hood, Freiburger.
Ooh, it's got the Holly off-road carburetor on it. Does it have a battery? Oh, there's no battery in it. That's why. No battery. Okay, Steve, go for it. What?
I'm getting minimal activity here.
Oh, this is weird. When you turn the key, the ground cable moves. Never seen that before. It has like a mini starter on it. Should I smack it?
Sure.
That needs a starter.
Yeah.
That's junk.
How do you say basura in Espanol?
It's basura. In with the new. The application for the mini starter is 91 Chevy truck. Smaller, lighter than the old style. Okay, Steve, give it a shot.
Clutch in and...
Yes. There's no fuel in the filter yet. It's probably out of gas, but I'm gonna ether it to see if we can make it run, to see if we can make the mechanical fuel pump pick up. The choke is completely shut, and it probably won't start that way because of the air restrictions, so I'm gonna shove that wrench right there to hold it open. Open the throttle, Steve. Okay, try it. Ooh, that was pingy, but it did pick up fuel. All right, let me grab this drive shaft, then we can drive it. There we go. One of the things that you gotta worry about if a drive shaft is broken on the trail is whether the yoke is damaged. They can actually get stretched out this way or that way. And the other thing is that the little nubs on the side that hold the U-joint side to side can be gacked, just like this one is right here. I'm actually gonna have to file that. That's really bad. That's why drive shafts are falling out. This really needs a yoke. Maybe we can roadkill it. Once again, our life was saved by Mike at Driveline Services in Fresno, California. That one has really good nubs on it. This one,
Oh, no.
Yep.
Really?
I just dropped the cap in the dirt. Looks like I got away with it. You don't want all the needle bearings whacked out of space, or you don't want dirt in there. Test drive dibs.
Oh, you can have it. I want you to drive it, David.
I want to drive it.
I'd like to drive it too, but I will give you the honors.
It needs less ignition timing, we know that. Whoa.
Man, it's got a wobbly suspension. Why does it feel like that?
It's got no power steering.
Oh, no. Back to the old drawing board, as they say.
Here's what just happened. Hopped in, tried to make it drive. We had to figure out the transfer case shifters. Remember, there's 2 transfer cases, 3 sticks. So we messed around with that a little bit, but then it has no power steering at all. And with these tires, that means you basically can't drive it. Power steering system was completely empty, so it must have a leak. All right, firing it up.
Try it.
Starting to work. Feels good.
Wow.
The problem here is that power ram, which is just a hydraulic cylinder to aid in steering assist, it is just puking fluid out of the seal where the ram goes in and out. And that's probably not gonna change. Okay.
How's the steering?
Fine.
How come this feels a little wallering?
The front locker is locked, and I think the hubs are locked in place. Oh, the tires are all flat spotted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pinging like mad.
Well, you could tell it was over advanced when we were cranking it.
Yeah.
Plus that gasoline, then it's 3 years old.
That too. We can make this way better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pinging. It's rattling bad.
Give some gas. That wasn't detonation, that's an exhaust.
That is 100% detonation. No question in my mind.
Maybe we better go back and adjust the timing.
I wonder if those guys set the timing with the vacuum advance on.
Probably.
Yeah, let's go back and fix that. Okay, it's marked. Okay, stop.
I think it was over advanced, though.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, try it. Stop. It's got 24 initial and 35 total. It just has very little swing in the distributor. It'll work okay at wide open. We can mess with it when we take it apart.
We've got the timing set as well as we can, given what we have to work with. It can probably be optimized further, but for what our purposes are now, I think it's going to be good enough.
Now it drives like a truck.
Yeah. Whoa.
This feels like something's wrong. This does not feel like tires to me.
Drive shaft?
The drive shaft could be coming out. We're driving along and the engine is running so much better. It's actually great. But then the truck starts to shake really bad, and sure enough, I called it. Those little tangs that are on the yoke on the rear end that need to retain the U-joint, they were too far gone. Look, I spit out an entire U-joint cup. Don't you hate it when you know something's gonna go wrong, you ignore it in the roadkill hope that it's gonna be okay, and it bites you anyway. So we're gonna have to go back home and fix that. Bummer. We made it run great, but there's a couple of really obvious things we got to deal with. You want to pull the drive shaft? I'll start messing around with the steering disaster.
It is a disaster at that.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to plug the box, get rid of the ram. Steve's working on pulling out that bad drive shaft. I'm starting to deal with the massive power steering fluid leak from the power ram that's here on the axle. I always battle these when I use that power ram. I think what I'm gonna do is abandon that, pull these lines off, and just put caps at the power steering box and not run the ram, just have regular power steering just for now.
15. I did that without anyone spotting me. I was gonna go and take the broken U-joint out of the drive shaft, but the yoke here is pretty beat up from hammering against the rear end, so it's gonna have to go back to the drive shaft shop for a new yoke because this is not gonna be fixable otherwise.
Here's the next problem that we have. You can see that this unlocking hub just spins freely in here. What the unlocking hub is supposed to do is engage or disengage the outer axle stub from the hub so that it's either driving the wheel or not, so that you can put it in four-wheel drive. I think it might just be connected. I'm not sure. No, it's not. You can hear the locker going. It might be locked because with the locker, you can turn a wheel faster than the ring gear, but not slower than the ring gear. I would know if I was looking at the axle shaft in there, but I'm not. Anyway, I'm gonna take this apart and see what's going on. That was loose. That one was not tight. Wow, that one was falling out. That one's missing. Okay, this is a Yukon hub, which I've never messed with before. Aha, this is bad. See this clip right here? That clip is supposed to be on the end of the axle stub right there. I've got the hub all apart, and I was telling you how it engages and disengages, so I'm gonna show you how that works. This piece right here has internal splines that match with the splines on the end of the axle shaft right there. That axle's getting power from the differential. Then you've got this gear that has OD splines that mesh with these in the hub. And what happens is these go together, and you can see that right now they will turn separately. But when you engage it like that, then now they turn together. The problem is the doohickey that actually engages and disengages these two, well, part of it is the spring, but part of it is a piece that goes in here on the turning knob. See that cam or ramp shape right there? There's a piece that goes on that that acts on those gears to push them in and out. And that piece is completely missing. Those guys decided to put it together just in a full locked position. So that's my problem right there. I'd really like to have it locking and unlocking for streetability so that it drives better with the Detroit locker in the front being disconnected when you're in two-wheel drive. So my choices are buy new hubs that are cheaper just at the parts store and know that they're nowhere near as strong, or get the parts to put the Yukon in like with the disengaging doohickey, or just reassemble it the way it was. And the thing is, these Yukon hubs are really strong. They're also 600 bucks. So I don't know what we're gonna do yet. And unfortunately, it's 7 p.m. right now, and I'm not gonna be able to get any of those parts. And so I think we're gonna call it for the evening and come back tomorrow and figure out how to fix this junk. And now it's rain day. We're dealing with the front steering. I need a couple caps to solve that problem.
Right.
We're dealing with the hubs. I need parts to solve the hubs. And then I stupidly destroyed our brand new drive shaft, and that's out at the shop. But the one thing that we can do right now is install a new yoke on the rear end to fix the problem that broke the drive shaft. That's what we're getting into now, and then as parts show up, we'll be able to keep putting this thing back together. But we're gonna go on to that rear end yoke. Now I have to remove the yoke off the rear end because it's what's causing the drive shaft to frag. You just have to take this locking nut off the center of the pinion stem, and then if that comes off easily, I have to find out if the yoke will come off, and then we'll put a new one on, and there's some tricks to show you there that are not fully intuitive, so wait for it. How much of a battle will this be? Here's a tip about this. You don't want to like rattle it with the gun and have the pinion smashing itself on the ring gear or in the locker slack or anything like that. This doesn't seem to have that problem. All right, now, will the yoke come off? We're gonna have to use a puller, that's butch. Steve came up with this, which is gonna be way better. That's a bam.
It all came down to using the proper tool.
Yep, proper tool, made it happen.
What I have here is the old yoke, and the problem is the locating tabs on either end are completely worn out and broken. We are going to replace it with this one, which you can see has a very, very heavy-duty locating stop on either side. I'm gonna prep this out and then get busy installing it. I'm gonna use red Loctite on the pinion nut. Before I do that, I'm gonna clean this with brake clean. This is a step guys usually don't follow, but I can tell you this. You're not gonna glue two pieces of metal together when you've got a greasy surface, no matter how much Loctite you put on. It has to be clean and dry for Loctite to work at all. So that's gonna be your super tech tip of the day. Now this should slide right. Yeah. The Canet. I've got that impacted on to the exact specification I was after. I'm gonna move on to putting the drive shaft back in because that's finished.
Steve is finishing up the drive shaft, and I am back on the hub situation. I talked to my guys last night and found out that we had somebody who was trailering this truck around who was not directly involved with any of our shows, and imagine this, they couldn't steer it, and they thought it was because the hubs were locked up, and so they took them apart and pulled some parts out of it, put it back together, assuming that that was going to unlock it, which it didn't, and then the parts got lost. And so that explains that. Remember, I told you that my options here were gonna be fix the old ones, put them back together the way they were, or install new hubs so that we can unlock them. Well, that's exactly what I am going to do. Steve talked me into the fact that we really wanted to see how much better the truck can drive if we've got the front end unlocked. And so I got some new Warn hubs from the local parts store. And I will say they are not even the Warn premium hubs. They're aluminum, they are light duty, and not really meant for this application with a giant tire on it. But we're gonna install them so that we can see how it drives with them unlocked, and then we'll lock them and blast around in the mud and hopefully not break them. And if we do, we still have the old Yukon units left over. So let me just slam this together. It's actually really easy. The tang.
Drive shaft's done.
While Steve's not here, I'm gonna reveal to you that one of my goals here is to show Steve that this can actually be okay on the street. When we were out doing the test drive of it, he was honestly kind of freaking out because it handles like pretty bad. It seems to have a lot of bump steer. He is not used to like a hardcore off-road rig. He's not used to lockers, soft suspension, any of that stuff. And one of the big problems it had was the lockers, and the other big problem was the problem with that steering doohickey, and of course the hubs. But the other thing is it only had 5 PSI in the tires. Now that's totally normal for like hardcore rock crawling, but Steve is just not used to how that feels. And so while he's not here, I'm gonna go ahead and put 25 pounds in the tires, and combined with everything else, I hope it drives pretty good. We have a couple more things I want to fiddle with on this, but after doing all that mechanical work, we just want to make sure it drives okay. So we're going to go take it for a run, but I just realized we need power steering fluid.
You realize we've put 2 gallons through the system?
Uh-huh. Means there's 2 gallons on the ground between here and there.
You want me to put the air cleaner on?
The air cleaner, which was caught on fire multiple times.
It was? Fire. I wonder why.
52 degrees of initial timing.
With the carburetor completely...
Full rich AFU.
and choke constantly on.
Right.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I think so.
Man, that runs nice.
This thing actually runs pretty good. I don't mind it at all.
I think it runs great. It already seems a lot better to me.
Oh, feel the acceleration. Ready for brake test?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, it stops.
And it's a stick. You don't even really need the brakes.
No.
This thing's really good.
Pretty good.
You know what I really liked about that?
What?
The steering works perfectly.
Yeah, it's way better.
And it's not puking.
And you're in 2-wheel drive, right? And without
Yes.
the locking Detroit locker in the front working?
Right.
You're freewheeling on the hubs,
Correct.
right?
Ready for street test?
Yeah. No, it's just like a normal truck now.
Yeah, totally. I can't help but notice you're not as terrified as you were yesterday when we were driving it.
Yeah, this thing was a wreck yesterday.
Let's take it down that same dirt road. We can judge it.
Okay, just don't knock it into the trees.
I won't. Absolutely mint. So the difference is I took the tire pressure from 5 pounds to 25.
Okay.
And we've got the front end unlocked now. Oh!
Oh, yeah, this thing's a Sunday drive now.
Okay, we can go back. I really want to weld the hood.
Yeah.
Oh, ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing's great. The biggest thing I was worried about there was that the steering box without the ram was not going to be able to hang. But man, it's one finger. Thing drives perfectly. Engine runs great. The brakes are awesome. We didn't lock the hubs because I didn't want to break them already.
Well, everything was good about it. I liked it. From the passenger side, it was awesome.
All right, Steve, there's one thing that's driving me insane. Here's the thing about these square body trucks. From 1973 till I think 1980, they've got this hood design that has like a built-in kink all the way across it. And what happens is these hood hinges rust. Someone grabs the front of the thing and pulls, and the hood bends in half right there. And this one is about halfway into making that happen. So what we're gonna do is try and bend it straight and weld a reinforcement right there. Here's how this is gonna work. Steve got a piece of angle iron right here, cut it to length. We ground all of the paint off so it can be welded. This is gonna go on right here, but Steve's gonna get a wedge and push up the front of the hood in order to close that gap right there, and it should work. All right, here comes the test. What we're wanting to see here is being able to pull on the front of the hood and not bend the hood.
Wow, that's asking a lot.
Oh, look at that alignment.
My thinking is it's pretty good.
Concours, what do you mean pretty good? We stole the 74 K20 out of MotorTrend inventory. What have we done so far? We fixed the power steering.
Right.
Made it run way better.
Yep.
Fixed the hubs on the thing.
We did.
And now, the moment you did not expect, we're gonna paint it.
What'd you bring me, Freiburger?
Now that I've decided that I sort of love the truck, I kind of want to make it mine.
Yeah.
By painting it my color, which in this case is going to be safety green. It could be really ugly.
Kermit green.
Yeah, it could be awful. But my whole plan is to roll it and paint it with a brush. And here's the thing, Dulcich. It will not surprise you to know that I'm very particular about my method of butchery.
Do the wrong thing the right way?
Well, this is doing the wrong thing the right way. That is what this is.
I know.
Our catchphrase comes into play. If this was a muscle car and it was all dented up and thrashed, I would never do this. And yet, I don't care if we hit this with a roller, and all we're really gonna do is knock the bigger chunks of old paint off and then go to town.
A really super nice paint job would be completely wasted with your intended use of the vehicle.
It would be absurd. This truck has really been pieced together from a lot of different vehicles. The cab and the bed were all burnt orange factory, and then the tailgate was green, doors are brown, hood was silver, and in all that patching together, some extra trim got added like this, which I think is maybe Silverado, something like that. I am a low trim guy. I don't like gewgaws on the truck. I am gonna get rid of this and this. Done. I actually, because this was Dave's red truck, texted Chappelle and said, will you mind if we paint your truck? He said no. Makes me kind of sad. You ready to see the color?
I can already see a clue right there on the lid. It's green.
I was going for like the retro greens that they painted old trucks back in the day. It's a little yellow for that, but
yeah,
it's gonna be fine.
I think it's gonna be the greatest green K20 truck in the world.
Or at least the best
C20?
one that we painted with a brush. It's a K20. K
That's
means
a low
4x4.
standard?
Yes, it is.
You really think that's gonna fit in there?
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, the ratio and proportion here is this can goes into that can.
It's 5-to-1, but yes. All right, I'm committed. We don't love the color, but we have this color. Man, I think we're done.
That was the last spot right there.
The hood's pretty thin, but I don't care.
No,
you know
it's
what?
good.
We painted the whole thing with half a gallon. That's not bad.
That's economy. Oh, look at that, a deer.
We're at Hungry Valley State Vehicular Recreation Area. They've got a 4x4 test course here that I want to go to, which is going to be rock crawling and obstacles and things like that. Not super hardcore, but enough for me to test this thing out. Right now, we're just cruising the trails, and first up for a challenge, not much of a challenge, I'm going to lock the hubs and see if we can crawl that hill. My real goal there is not, can it make it up the hill? Because obviously it can. It's, can it crawl?
Yeah.
Can it crawl? Let's just see what happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock your hub over here.
Oh, I thought you were just going over there to the passenger seat.
Oh, no. That's a test I'm not prepared for, Steve.
Really?
Is you driving.
I'll brace myself for the inevitable climb. It doesn't have a roll bar.
You're just noticing that?
Yeah.
Why would that cross your mind, Steve?
Just
That's
drove
fine.
up there like you were just pulling into a parking garage.
I would say it rides pretty smooth in that scenario,
It did.
actually.
Yeah.
I think we should just jam to the training area. I feel
Okay.
pretty good about the truck already.
I feel good about that.
We made it to Hungry Valley's four-wheel drive training area here, which is pretty cool. There's a stair-step block, there's a frame twister, there's a rock crawling course where all the boulders are in concrete so they don't move. They just added a massive rock pile. There's like big sewer pipes buried in the ground. It's gonna be cool.
It's kind of like an amusement park for your giant Chevy pickup.
That's it.
Right.
I think the first thing that I want to do is go in the frame twister and pull it up there and get maximum articulation, and I want to park it and get out and like...
See how twisted our frame is?
the frame, and also our brake lines stretched, or the shocks topped out, stuff hitting each other, all that stuff.
Oh, technical.
I'm gonna air down first, though.
All right.
If you're new to off-roading, you might not understand the whole picture here. So I'm gonna explain it to you. Mostly, it's for traction, but the big thing for me is ride quality. When you're off-roading bumps and rocks and stuff, if you make a softer tire, it just rides so much better. But it's also really good for traction in two different ways. First of all, these outer lugs might not even be touching the ground when it's at full pressure, whereas they will be when it's soft. So it helps the tire get wider and contact more. But also, it makes a longer contact patch, so that's more traction. Think of it, if you're driving in sand, you want a big contact patch. It's like the difference between walking in snow in a sneaker versus a snowshoe. The bigger patch prevents you from falling through. All right, so I'm gonna take this thing down to 13, and then we're gonna go hit that frame twister. The fast way to do this is to pull the stem out. I don't have a stem puller, so I'm doing this. There's a spot about halfway up where I think we can get it really twisted, and then get out and look. I'm gonna twist it as much as I can.
Well, so far, it seems like a cakewalk for this truck.
Well, it's a long wheelbase. It has that in its favor.
Yeah.
But I think right up here, it's gonna stuff tires, like right here, right? Oh man, that doesn't even feel like anything.
Doesn't do anything to this truck.
Does not care, does it?
Oh, you conked it out.
I did conk it out. Yeah. There we go. That's got a little stuff to it right there.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's about max. Ready to have a look?
Parking brake doesn't work?
No.
I'll be sure not to get behind the truck.
No, I wouldn't do that. Oh, wow. The door doesn't want to open because the fender's flexed. What I'm doing here is just looking at the suspension at full articulation for any problem areas. I want to see if brake lines are stretched, drive shafts are falling apart, shackles are hitting, shocks are too long or too short, all kinds of stuff like that. The wildest thing I've seen yet is that left rear leaf spring is in an S shape, just completely folded, which is cool. Here's the other thing that is part of the articulation on this truck is the bed and cab are completely torqued, not only this way, but also this way. The gap over there is way bigger than the gap here. Just the frame flex is huge on a long bed truck like this. All right, before we go for actual rock crawling, we're gonna go to the sewer pipes.
The sewer pipes, it sounds filthy. Yeah, this truck's barely wide enough for it.
Is it?
Uh-oh, that's not good.
I wonder if it'll high center in the middle of it.
I don't know. You want me to get out and spot?
Do you want to?
Considering it. You've got a diff rock. That sounds remarkably like a bunch of seals. You might have to bounce it by going backwards and then dart forward.
There's no bouncing it backwards.
Why not?
Wow, impressive. You were right.
Well, of course I was right. I'm the spotter.
I should never question the dosage.
From here, it's a layup from here. He's done. Wow.
This truck's great. Might as well finish this out. Okay, a couple hairy moments there, but overall I feel really good. You impressed me on the backing up over the rock. I thought it was dug under, like if here's the rock, I thought the diff was down. I didn't think it would go up and over it.
It was good. You know, I was the spotter, Freiberger. I had to do the job.
I feel a little invincible now, I'll have you know that. Yeah, this turning radius could be better.
Yeah. For this truck, this is not even an obstacle.
I just found out that you are correct.
About what?
That it's not an obstacle. I thought it would be. No. That's because my TJ can't do that because it gets too vertical. Maybe the K20 is the best off-road vehicle ever built.
You have a shifting load.
What's going on is that there's junk in the bed, and there's also a metal fuel cell in the bed. One of the drive shafts slid forward, bashed the fuel cell, cracked the corner of it open, and I've got a secret fix that may or may not work. Let's dump this stuff out of there. You ready for what very well could be our final feat?
Yes.
Sewer pipes are one thing, but this is more.
This is rock crawling.
Sort of legit. Wow, I'm driving from memory here because I cannot see anything.
You're doing a great job, David.
Thanks.
You've got way further than I. Oh, I heard the back end slide.
Uh-huh. Now that we're there, I want to go look and see what's happening. Well, I went rock crawling for my first time in, I don't know, multiple decades, and it was doing pretty well, and I loved the truck, but I think I ran out of talent here, so I'm gonna have to build a highway, and hopefully we can even get out of this spot, because once we do, it's even worse up ahead.
I just don't know how we're gonna get out of here.
I've got our K20 royally stuck here in the rocks. But before I address that, let's come back to this massive gas leak that I have from a drive shaft smashing into the metal fuel container here. And I promised you there would be a solution, and it has arrived. It is a bar of soap that either will or will not work. This is an ancient trick. I'm gonna rub the soap on the crack on the gas tank, and theoretically it seals while it moisturizes. All right, let's see what this does. My crack is right there. It stopped leaking. Now, if only soap could unstick us from a massive rock problem, there is no try.
I like the attitude, David, and I feel success.
We're on something hard now.
Yeah, your tire's just freewheeling.
Here's my play. The rock that's under the front diff is gonna get cleared when the tire rolls up on that rock that I placed right behind it. In the back, it's a pretty bad stuck, but I'm gonna have Mason in our production truck just put a little pressure on the back end. He's not gonna jerk it. He's just gonna keep a load on it so that the diff gets up and over the rock and away from the drive shaft in the back.
Kung Fu grip me, man.
I want to go find another obstacle and win. Driver swap.
All right.
It's your turn. You're gonna like,
We're waiting.
show me how it's done. You're going there?
I'll go up there.
I want to watch because I want to witness the capabilities of not only Dave's red truck, but also the Dulcich.
I've got the Dave's red truck, and I'm Steve Dulcich.
Okay, now this way. Crawl it, crawl it. Okay, come driver a little. No, driver, driver. There you go. Come driver. You're good. You have to crawl it. There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay, now stop. Okay, you're good. Crawl it. There you go. You're home free.
I got it now.
You are a rock crawler, Steve Dulcich.
I'm a rock crawler! Woo! Yeah!
Home free.
The sewer pipe! Yeah!
That was great.
Yeah!
Man, the red truck is making heroes. Did you see that? Dulcich.
I am now officially...
No, that's official handshake. That's not even bro shake.
Really?
I know you've never done anything like that before, and it was, I wouldn't say elegant, but really good.
Well, I'm a farm boy, you know, so I have tractor experience. I mean, I've never been in a rig quite like the Dave's red truck.
Yeah.
But, you know, a little farm tractor action I think might have set me up for success.
It was good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it made me feel way better after I failed getting it stuck in the rocks, because you just aced it.
Well, those rocks are a little jagged. I thought it would be pretty tough.
Here's the thing, is that all credit really has to go to Chappelle and Fred, because they put this whole thing together. All we did is fix it. I will blame them for driving around with the choke completely closed.
Yep.
And what was with the timing? I forget. It was so long ago. It was like, you know.
I think they had the vacuum advance hose connected and it.
Well, they were, yeah. It had, the timing was way off. We added 100 horsepower. That's our contribution. The rest of it is green paint on the red truck.
Yeah.
But the thing works good. I really like it. The question of the whole episode for me was, do I need to own it?
And have you resolved that question in the mind's eye of Freiberger?
Well, you know there's virtually no vehicle that I don't need to own that's gasoline powered. But I'm thinking maybe we should force the company to let us take this on that full-size invasion run that I want to do at Sand Hollow, Utah.
I think you've got the right plan right there.
I'm getting smarter.
You are.
Every single time.
As you do every time
on Roadkill Garage.